This is a tutorial on the new Kids Mode app featured on Samsung phones and tablets. I have a Samsung S4 with me, and I'm going to take you through the Kids Mode setup. So when you open up Kids Mode, it's going to ask you to download and install, which I've already done. And the very first thing it's going to ask you to do is set a PIN. So make sure you set a PIN that there's no ways that your kids are going to know this PIN. And just for the demo, to make it easy to follow, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. It asks you to repeat it. And then after that, it's going to ask for an alternative password. So we'll just create a password and repeat it. And please do, whatever you do, make sure you choose something your kids can't guess. Once that's done, you're in Kids Mode. Now you're going to create your profile for your kid. So let's just say your kid's name is Sam, and his date of birth is 29th of January 2006. Once you've set that up, you can also add a photograph. You say next. Then what's going to happen is there's a disclaimer which you have to accept, and then it's going to give you the list of apps on your device which you're going to agree to your kid having access to. So let's just say, for example, you're going to give them access to that game. You're going to give them access to maybe the camera, to perhaps IMDb. And, you go through your list, and this is where, as the parent, you can use your discretion and make sure that your kids don't have access to anything that you feel is necessary at their age, and so on and so forth. So you can go through this list of apps and choose what you want, and then once you've done that, you hit next, and the profile is created. Then what happens is it gives you some instructions on how to move around, how to open and close Kids Mode, and now we are in Kids Mode. And it's wishing Sam happy birthday. That's quite nice. To come out of Kids Mode, you push the bottom right icon into the PIN, and the device goes back to normal adult mode where you can use it uninterrupted and unhindered. So either you're going to give your kid a dedicated device, in which case it's always going to be in Kids Mode, or you're going to let them play on your device, in which case you put it into Kids Mode, let them use it and take it back, and then take it out of Kids Mode. So now we're going to go into Kids Mode, and we're going to see what can be done. So if we go to Parental Controls, it allows you to set up a range of options. You can set a playtime limit, you can look at applications, media, plus there's a store where you can get apps. So let's look at the daily playtime limit. You're going to say, well, we're going to enable this, and we're going to give the kid, let's just say 1.5 hours a day in which they can be using Kids Mode, which is quite nice, because then you're teaching your child to budget, and you're teaching them the value of time, and it doesn't really matter when they use it, but once that 1.5 hours is reached, then they can't use Kids Mode anymore, and they can't carry on. The next thing is you can go into applications. This is where we were shortly. This shows you the apps that you've enabled. You can click on plus to add more apps. You can also click on delete to delete apps, and you can move the apps onto the screen and decide where you want them to go. Once that's done, you can also look at going into media. Media, once this opens, it will allow you to determine the kind of media that you're going to let your child use. Media is obviously very important, because this is where they can have access to lots of sort of inappropriate content, and this is where you really want to apply your mind and start thinking about things. So you can decide, are they going to have access to your camera? Are they going to have access to certain folders where your movies are, and so on? So let's just say we're going to give them access to downloads. If we tap on downloads, we'll say, okay, that you can have access to these 3 videos. Done. And now that media that's on your phone is now exposed to your child, which is quite useful. General allows you to change your PIN, check for updates, and so on and so forth. And the Kids Store, well, that's obviously where you can start getting more child-centric applications, education, learning, and so on, which are sitting at the store for download. And you can spend time really looking at what's age appropriate for your child. The store is busy loading. You have to agree to terms and conditions. So you can put in an age, and you can probably browse around and look for everything you want. Peppa Pig, and so on, books, a whole bunch of stuff that's in the store. Coming out of the store, just going back to activity, going back to the user Sam, and coming out of kids mode. I'm going to use the back button, and I'm coming out of that part there. The little prize is quite a fun way for your child to open the app that you've sort of given them. And when they open it, they then have access to that app. And that is kids mode. It's a safe way to allow your child to explore the apps that you deem are safe and relevant, and to have fun on your phone or on their phone or tablet. And that's it.